Guys, welcome back. We're doing a Subi Shaves Razor Workshop / Shave 3-part video starting today, guys, with the Valet Autostrop lineup. You guys see this? See this goodness? I know some of you guys have seen these in your antique shops locally. Some of you guys have been kind of worried and scared to use one, to buy one. And I'm going to hopefully eliminate that fear, shed some light on potentially one of was my favorite all-time vintage razor. It's battling the gem currently, but you know, honestly, these are fantastic razors for any person looking for a close shave at a good price, because these can be had for extremely good prices. We're going to talk about what to look for when you're buying one. We're going to talk a little bit about what blades these guys can use, because right, they came with a proprietary blade. And lastly, how do the 3 models stack up in aggressiveness? How do they fill? And, you know, what should you buy if you're looking to get into the Valet Autostrop line? Guys, we're doing it. All right. And before we really get into it, huge shout out to Uncle Shaves and Illuminati089 for awesome comments as usual. Like every day I've logged on, I'm like, oh, that's a great comment. I enjoyed that comment. I've actually had a couple that I've chuckled at. I've chuckled at. Uncle Shaves, man, I'm telling you, this guy's been following me since day one, I swear, and just nice. I get on, I'm like, Uncle Shaves is gonna at least comment. I love that guy. All right, cool guys. Thank you all. And that's just those 2 dudes. All other 42 of you guys. We're gonna prove my wife wrong. That's my goal. We're gonna have more people than I do direct family members. It's the key. All right, we're gonna be shaving with Italian Holiday. And this smells almost identical to Vor V. Almost identical, just without as much raspberry. So if like you smell Vor V and you're like, it's too sweet, Italian Barber or Italian Holiday is the way to go. It's less sweet, but it still has that very green olibanum scent. It smells very cologne forward. Like it smells fresh and clean and very green, very effervescent. It's the perfect word to describe this. Okay. You guys know me, I'm not here making soap reviews. I'm not here to discuss. There's guys that do that way better, way beyond. They go into the ingredients and stuff. Just want you guys to know, I like the scent. We're gonna pair that with Vor V, the splash. I don't have the Italian Holiday splash because it's so similar, and I like the raspberry. I'm a dude that's like, more sweet, man, throw it on. So I like this on top. They balance each other. We're gonna be using it's like one of my favorite synthetic brushes. Like seriously, it's such a good brush. This is the FS Shaves brush that was given to me by my friend. It's a 30 millimeter. It's fantastic. Lots of backbone, tons of ability to like develop to lather, and it releases. Really cool brush. And just for kicks and giggles, guys, made myself a coffee, and it's a Baby Yoda style. And I'm gonna be drinking this because I have a lot to say today about the Valet Autostrop line. So if you haven't got yourself a coffee, it's Monday, get yourself a coffee. All right, I'm pumped. I'm super excited because this is a razor lineup that I have just absolutely fallen in love with. I've had hundreds of good shaves, and I feel like they don't get the light. They do not get a ton of discussion. I think it's because people find them intimidating. I'm hopefully gonna debunk the intimidation factor. Everybody else that watches you shave with one is going to be like, oh man, that guy's hardcore. And you're going to know in the back of your mind, it's not that hard. These are really, really, really easy to use. Valet Autostrop, all intents and purposes, guys. I just want to sidestep here and explain, I'm not a historian. I'm a guy that loves wet shaving. I'm a guy that loves a good head shave, right? A smooth shave. But I'm not here to, describe and discuss like the downfall of Valet Autostrop or what their finances look like or who they were competing against, right? There's historians out there that have made it their career to do that for Valet Autostrop razors. They collect them, they buy all the models, they know when they shipped out in the wars, what soldiers carried which models, where the khaki sets, okay, I'm not going into that. That's too much information for you guys that just want to know when you're walking through an antique store, what you're looking at, is it functional, and what blades can you use in it? That's what I'm here for, okay? All intents and purposes, there were 2 original models. They look like this. The only difference is they had a lug nut in the bottom of this. They were a one piece, if I understand correctly, or I've never seen one in person. They're very old, very hard to find, especially in good condition. But from pictures, they have a lug nut here, okay? There's two models that look exactly like this. Odds are you won't see them when you're shopping. You'll probably find one of these. And this is a VC1. And in the different generations of razors, okay? These are 3 different generations of razors. There's 4 total generations of Vallet Autostrop razors. Inside of each generation, there's 2 models. You have the VC model. The C is the keyword here, and the VB models. Okay, C is price sensitive. It's the cost model. It's the, get a razor out into everybody's hands. It's the affordable model. Okay, C's. They're not going to have as nice of handles, right? They're going to be a little bit more downplay. They're going to feel a little bit lighter in the hand. Functionally, mechanically, the same as the B models. And then you have B models, or if you need like a word to associate, guys, bougie, okay? You got the cost saving and you got the bougie. And in bougie models, keep in mind they did come in nickel and they did come in gold. They had both variations. In both lines, you could get a VC in gold and a VB in silver. Finish isn't what you're going to be looking for. What you're looking for is this ball end handle. You see this beautiful long handle? This handle is a little bit more heavy. And if you look at it, it just looks a little nicer. In later editions, they even upgraded their VC models so that they looked a little bit nice. You see how this is just a little bit more refined? Okay. First model is delineated. The way you're going to know when you're walking through the store and your wife's like, what are you carrying? You can actually say, I know this is XY, right? This is a VC1 because it will say Vallet Autostrop. You guys see how mine says Vallet Autostrop right across the top here. They all have the cool steampunk little gears, right? And the VC1s or VB1s have open combs. All of them have an open comb. And you're going to notice they have a little lever back here, okay? That lever is imperative. It has to work. What that lever does is when you pull that down, it lifts this bar up. That is going to put pressure here and lock your blade into place. This right here on the VC1 models and the A1 and A2s rotates up and you slide your blade into here. This is where the blade actually goes. You slid it into place. Obviously that didn't work well because the second generation came out and this mechanism right here, that one little flat plate got replaced. So if you see this little flat plate, guys, just know you're looking at a VC1 or an A1 or an A2. Most likely it's going to be a VC or VB1. Okay. All VB2s and VC2s, right? Yeah, that's the right one. All VB and VC2s are open comb. Okay, all of them. The difference between these two, you can see it's pretty night and day difference. But between the 2 and the 4 and the 2 and the 3, okay? I want you guys to know very clearly what you're looking at here. The 2, okay, this is the 2. You can see it says Vallet Autostrop across it. Some of them said Vallet Autostrop, some say just Autostrop. You can see they're similar, right? These are very similar. But you notice how this one has these little triangle grooves? The 3 and the 4 both have triangle grooves. The 2s did not. And the 2s, the way they open, guys, is you see this little lever right here? It says push. It actually says push right there. You're going to open it. Mine apparently is tight. Really tight in there. I'm trying to do it with two hands. Oh. Idiot. Guys, make sure when you're doing this, the lever is up. Lever needs to be up. I'm just an idiot. Okay. So the way it locks and opens, like this. This is a 2. I keep mine locked so that I know they're empty. And this is the 4. Try to get it on set. This one right here is the 4. and the 3 look the exact same. They have these wings on the 3s and 4s. The 4 and the 3 are distinguished by open comb, non-open comb. The 3, if you see a little triangle like this and it's open comb, it's a 3. If you see these triangle things and it's a closed comb, right, the runner bar system, that's a 4. Very simple. This is the only model, their 2 model was the only one that was open comb with this really weird doohickey up top that says push. And when you open that up, then the fun starts, because you open up this and it has Valet written across the side of it. Okay, you guys with me so far? Hopefully you're like taking notes. If you're not taking notes, you don't need to take notes, because I'm going to make it really simple, right? 1 has this very, okay, it's a little janky blade loading system. Then you got the 2, only system with this little push button, okay, and open comb. Push button, open comb. That's all you need to know. This has this little tab right here, it's a 2. 3 and 4 are going to be any of the ones that have these little triangle winglet grooves. 3s are all open comb. 4s, guys, runner bar system. Okay, easy. So what we're gonna do a 3-part video on, I'm gonna use each razor, and I'm gonna show you the Subi Shaves way, right? We're gonna do multiple blades inside of each razor. Now, the one has the least amount of blades you can use, because you have to be able to load a blade here. And if you're out shopping, guys, 3 things you want to look for is that A, there's not a ton of like rust and buildup down here, because it's gonna be really hard to remove and clean. And even if you do remove and clean it, it's gonna come back. That finish is gonna be worn away. Broken blade stops. That's super common. I don't know why. I don't know if like the guys back in that era were just jamming their blades in. I have no idea. But lots of broken, maybe they got caught on clothes. Lots of broken blade stops. Make sure you have 2 fully functioning blade stops. And the last and most important thing is that your lever actually works, that it raises and lowers. I have repaired 3 of these now that wasn't the case, and I was able to remove buildup and also oil, a seized mechanism, and WD-40 overnight, and I was actually able to bring one back to life. If you're not willing to take that risk, make sure that this raises and lowers. Okay. This model takes the least amount of blades. You can use, I took a picture of it, Vallet Autostrop blades, new in package. You guys see this? They do not make these anymore. My best friend, my good buddy, Scott, he sent me these. He also sent me a VC1 and a VC4 Vallet Autostrop blades. Like I said, it's one of my favorite razors. This is collectible. He told me I should use the blades. I may use them tomorrow. I just really love, I love how, this is awesome. That's OG. Okay, they don't make these anymore. These are all gone. Likely you guys won't be able to find one. You can use Feather FHS 10 blades in the VC1. No mods. Just slide it in like usual and shave. I don't like these. These hurt my face badly. And then you can also use a gem blade inside of your VC1. In order to do that, okay, there is a caveat. You have to despine. You have to take, and you're gonna hear that a lot in the Vallet Autostrop world, guys. Despining means taking this little bracket off the top of your gem blade. It can be intimidating. It's not. It shouldn't be considered scary. I haven't grabbed a towel to show you guys. I put mine in a towel because I am not that brave. You just take your towel, get a pair of pliers. My poor wife was like, why is there so much stuff on our bathroom counter? I was like, listen, the guys need to see this. I need to show them. There's a lot of janky videos on YouTube showing this, but I'm gonna try to do it the Subi Shave ways. Hopefully good quality so you guys can see. You're gonna take your pliers. You're gonna put them where this little teeny tiny groove is up top. You guys see that little groove? You're just gonna take your pliers and put them right on the edge of that. You guys see this? Then you're gonna rock back and forth. And it's gonna come right off. Just rock it a little bit back and forth, pops right off. No cut fingers. Despined and debunked. It's easy. That's not hard. The worst part about this is, you see these tabs up here? These tabs, right? If you pull your blade out, I do this without getting my fingers hacked off. There we go. Whenever you hear somebody talking about a Vallet Autostrop using a gem, it's pretty common. There's a lot of guys out there that are using this like this today. You have to remove this extra little nodule. You see that nodule up here? You have to remove it, guys. In order to be able to use your Vallet Autostrop with a gem blade, that has to remove. Now, some guys, because these are very brittle, will go in, they'll use these, and they will snap that. They will take their pliers like this and rock back and forth, right? Just right on that tab like that and snap it off. That works. My problem in the past with that is it ends up flaring some part of the metal somewhere. And when you're going to slide it into place, you're going to fight it. So I actually went out and I bought the clippers, the infamous clippers. Everyone's like, I'm not spending $10 to be able to clip my gem blades. This really, if you love the system and you love gem blades, this is the best way to get your gem blade to work in your VC1. This is only for the VC1, guys. Okay, we're using the VC1 today. This is only for the VC1. If you want to use this in the VC1, you have to use pliers or clippers. I find the clippers to work better. Personally, it's easier for me to not over snap the metal. And what you do is you just take your clippers. You see this? It's so janky. You're just gonna take your clippers, put it right on that nodule that you don't want anymore. That was a little helter-skelter. And I like that because you can just tap the piece and it, you don't have floating metal in the bathroom. That's half of it clipped. You guys see that? There's the other half. Clip side, non-clip side. Took no time, no effort, and that's why I went with the clippers, is because at the time I was going to be shaving a lot with the one blade, and the one blade uses the clipper, or uses this clipped gem blade. Sorry, I'm just doing the other side to show you guys how it works. That should be enough. Hopefully that's enough. What you do is you take your Vallet Autostrop razor, you rotate the little gears up, which is super cool, right? Little gears go right up. We're gonna unplug my heater. My bathroom's nice and warm now. You take your gem, and I highly recommend doing this again in a towel. And once this is loaded, you pretty much do not need to do it again. This blade lasts a long time. So just grab a towel. I'm going to show you guys what that looks like. You see how it slides in? I'm going to rotate the razor. See how that slides in to that little janky thing? That is what holds this blade into place. Yep, just like this. And we're ready to rock. And obviously Valet realized, like, oh, people don't want to slide their blade like this because that's how fingers get removed. But you can see that, like, that falls forward, and then you use your mechanism back here, your little lever, to pull it forward. You see this? It goes right into those blade stops, and now you can shape with a gem. Here is the most interesting thing you will ever hear from me about the Valet line. This is the only model that was sold as adjustable. Okay? They actually sold this as adjustable. They said you didn't have to lock the lever all the way down. You could actually raise the lever to adjust blade gap. And the more this is being raised up, the more mild of a shave you're going to get. Fascinating, right? You can actually change the blade gap. You see how it's like 3/4 of the way under there? Watch this. That's all the adjustment you need. That's all the way down. We're going to go slow here. That's like three-quarters. And that's going to be very, very more mild, okay? And they got more and more aggressive, or less and less aggressive as the line continued. So the VC4, most mild. This guy, fire-breathing monster dragon, very, very, lots of blade fill to it. Okay, You guys with me? You guys excited? You guys learning things? So you just learned how to use a gem blade and you're like, man, that's cool. Now I know how, if I see one of those and I can de-spine it, I can use it. I'm gonna make my wife buy me one. Okay, that's cool. That was really cool. And that's what got me hooked. I started shaving with one of these, a very close friend, and Pete Ballinger. He's like a historian for Valet. He sent me one of these in just absolutely beautiful condition. And he's like, give it a run. Shaved my head with it a couple times. Okay, like 50 times. Seriously, it was like 50 times. Great head shaves using this razor. My problem with using this razor was the gem blade started crapping out on me, like 5 shaves in, 6 shaves in, and I just got annoyed and having to snip them all the time just wasn't my thing. So I'm gonna show you the Subi Shaves way. Subi Shaves. We're gonna do it with a DE blade, guys. A DE blade today on the face, shaved with the VC1. You can load a DE blade into this. So that is feather blades, Valet blades, DE blades, and gem blades. Is that 4? 3, 4? In this razor. 4 blades inside of this razor. And shaves awesome. Here's the trick. And I grab scissors. You're gonna need scissors. Always, a Subi Shaves video is not complete without scissors. Okay. We're gonna need our scissors, and what we're gonna do is same thing as usual, guys. We're gonna cut it in the paper because our fingers, they're important to us. So we're gonna take our scissors and we're gonna trim the wings, the sides of the blade. We're gonna trim them down. And we're gonna trim them down like a little more than half. Don't be upset if you trim it and you don't trim enough. Err on that side, right? Trim less than you think you may need to. That way you can always trim more. It's hard to take it back, right? You can't undo a bad cut. And I like the paper for this reason because it kind of gives you a really easy way to see how much wings you're gonna have and control the blade, or control your scissors. This is a Permasharp, guys. I like Permasharps. It's my preference. Use whatever blade you're comfortable with in a DE. I should have been soaking my brush more. I forgot I left it out. Okay. Last thing you're gonna have to do, and I know this is gonna bother some guys because they're like, man, that's like cutting my use down in half. You have to trim the blade off. Again, in the paper, guys, in the paper. And how much you want to trim is about to that nub. I say it a lot, I say it often. Use scissors that are sharp. Use scissors from your wife's cutting block. Use scissors in your parents' cutting block. Go buy a really sharp pair of scissors from the store. Buy a pair that you can use primarily for this purpose. Right, I actually bought a pair just primarily for cutting DE blades. There's my DE blade. It is bladeless. You can see I left a little bit of that little rounded part. That rounded part's this piece right here. See that rounded part up here? I left it a little nub right there. And now all we do, it's all done. We've hacked our gem, or we've hacked our Valet, I mean. Take our awesome DE blade that we just cut, slide it into place. Be very cautious. I, again, would highly recommend, if you're not comfortable with this razor, to use scissors, or to use a towel. And mine may just be, yep, I don't know if that's gonna be enough. Mine's barely, guys, barely too wide on the one side. That's okay. Don't kick yourself. It's okay. See how wide mine is right now? This is too wide. It won't load all the way in. It won't slide all the way middle center. I've said it a lot of times. Don't kick yourself. It's okay. This is part of the process. I don't have it, whatchamacallit, I don't have it like to the millimeter figured out. And we're gonna just knock off a little bit more. I could have done this without you guys on camera, you know, but I figured like that's defeats the purpose of these videos. Okay, see how thin this is? You guys see how thin that is? That's why you need a sharp pair of scissors. Take that in, and we're just gonna slide it into place. And I always take it from the bottom. Oh yeah. There's the sauce right there. That's the sauce, man. That's the money. And when you're actually like on, what you'll notice, guys, is you see how this blade is actually like centered. Check out what this side looks like. And this is cool because it has the little gears so you can just flip it up. Rotating steampunk style. I know I've gone so long. I'm so sorry, guys. Tomorrow's will be faster. I just wanted to really hone in on differences and what these razors can do. Tomorrow's will be way faster. You see this? So that's what it looks like when you have a DE blade in there. And I'm not sure if I invented this. I know when I posted on a couple of my groups, they were shocked. They were like, you did what? Okay. This is critical. Critical. When you're pulling this down, DE blades have two things that they can do. You can do that, which I don't want. You want to make sure it goes under both stops. And when you're pulling down, you see how it goes, it rotates down. You don't want that. What you want is this guy to flex up like this. You see how it's flexing up? You see that bend to the blade, guys? That is the sauce. That's the stuff of dreams right there. And you can actually change the amount of flexion that's going on with that DE blade just based on how much you've pulled down, right? That's pulled all the way down. And that's going to be actually a pretty more mild way of shaving with it. And then that's like going to be more standard to what a gem's going to feel like. DE blade. This is a Permasharp DE blade. You guys see this? Permasharp DE blade inside of a VC1. This will also work for the VB1s, guys. VB1s, if you can find one. Has the ball end handle. If you find one, let me know. In good condition, especially. I would love to own a VB1. I know Pete actually sent me this razor because he got a VB1. It's like, oh, I don't need this one anymore. I got myself a VB1. This is beautiful. Beautiful ball end VC model. Or Valet Generation 1 model. Us less fortunate peasant type, we use the VC ones. The cost efficient, more common. And man, do I love this scent. Oh, I always tell people when they ask me, they're like, what's your favorite soap, Josh? Subi Shaves, man. What's your favorite soap right now? And I hate to say this because Peter is a dear friend from A&E, right? Peter is such a nice guy. I think his soaps are amazing. I think his performance is amazing. Like, I have nothing negative to say about his soaps. But for me, I'm sorry, that's my morning turning on. I shave as early as I can in the morning before work, but I like to get my stuff turned on. This, for me, is my favorite scent. I love this. It works in spring, it works in fall, it works in winter. It's everything for me that I would ever want in a soap. Italian Barber and Vor V, man, they're my favorite. And it's not by much. Like, I love the Vanilla Vendetta, another V soap. I love Vanilla Vendetta. It just depends on the mood. Vor V, Italian Barber. Oh, it's so good. Okay, we're not doing a head shave today because I'm saving you guys time. I think I'm trying to save you guys time. I'm sorry. I know this idiot that's way too happy and way too passionate about valets. And guys, that's gonna be you now. That can be you now. You're gonna be like, oh, I know how to use one of those. I saw a dude on YouTube. He has 6 viewers. He does it all the time. It's a DE blade. Your wife's gonna come in, she's gonna be like, why do you have scissors and pliers and what is going on here? Okay, so this is the CREMO. This is the Silver Water and Birch, and I use it as a pre-shave. It is the shaving cream, but I find it works really good as a pre-shave. And I have the Cube. I tried a few other brands. right? The Vanderhagen. I've tried a lot of other brands. And what I have found, they all work about the same for me. I like the white. It's easily, I can see where it's applied. Doug's works really good, but it's hard to see where it's applied on the cube. It's my only downside of that. The black one you can see. The ice cube, you really can't. It's really hard to see a distinguished line or where that has been applied. The white's really easy for me. The other thing is, I find is some of those scents bother my skin if I use them every day. Like the cube is very mentholated, as you would hope. And I can't use it every day, unfortunately. This CREMO I could use every day. Very nice, very easy scent. And it doesn't really interact or, you know, mask or muddle any of my other soaps. Huh? It's a little wet. It's a little dry for me, honestly. Let's add a little bit more water to it. Look at that. Just throwing a little bit more water on it makes it absolutely divine. Okay. Yeah. Subi shaves. Come on, dude. We're not here for the soap. We're not here to talk about soap performance. And I actually forgot, guys, talk about the functionality of the razor. We'll do that tomorrow. But you are able to strop old style or new styled carbon DE blades if you have the cute little strop. And this was sent to me from my friend Scott. His friend makes these. How cool is that? They make their own Vallet Autostrop strops. We'll do that tomorrow though, to save you guys time. Okay, we're getting in. You know what I didn't forget? The alum stick. Uncle Shaves was like, dude, I don't even ever let my alum stick leave the bathroom. Never even leave the countertop. I understand that, man. If I could do that, I would do that. I have a wife. She doesn't like it, man. She comes in, she's like, what's all this crap that's out? I'm like, that's my daily shave for tomorrow. I lay it out like a child. Okay, we're gonna use this guy. We're gonna shave really fast. Great razor, absolutely. I forget how great that is. Every time I forget. And I'm using mine without the concave, right? I'm just using mine nice and flat. So it's sitting like OEM Valet gem blade or Valet blade. No pressure is needed. You guys hear that? Just mowing the hair down. I mean, it's mowing hair down. Absolutely fantastic. Very nice, very easy. And I'm sorry I didn't like do the cut perfectly the first time. Oh, that was my bad. But that's kind of what you guys are gonna go through. You have to just kind of cut, go slow, figure out, you know, right where it's gonna slide in perfectly. And make sure it's nice and centered. You know you've done it right when it goes right in the middle and centered. You guys can tell I'm not doctoring anything. I'm not mocking anything up. I'm not lying on camera to get more views. I really like the DE blade in the Autostrop, in the VC1 especially. It's cheap, nice and cheap, nice and cheap. You're gonna see I'm gonna keep lathering between passes. And the reason why is because this does have considerable blade fill. I do not find it to be a very mild razor, you could say. Very efficient, very, very efficient. You might be thinking to yourself, is it weird running a DE blade on your face like that? Like is it slide weird? It definitely is different. For you guys that have used a lather catcher, like I have never used one, but I'm assuming it's similar because the way the blade sits on top of the razor, you're actually putting that razor blade directly on your face. How you doing, my line? Not bad. Doable. meetings today, so I want to make sure that those facial hair's nice and lined up. You guys saw, was that hard? No, it wasn't hard at all. Setting it up, easy. Am I the first person to do it? I have no idea, and I haven't pre-shaved on my neck, darn it. We're gonna see how this goes. I know in the past what it's looked like. It's been a bloodbath. We're gonna see what it looks like without the pre-shave for me. Yeah, it's I would not say this is a razor to be scared of. It's not a razor that you should be intimidated by, and honestly, it's a razor that is very easy to use. Right, that's all I talk about on this channel is like, you guys can see, catches all that stubble in the back, which is really cool. And it just like, it pushes all that stubble right underneath. And you can see that was a lot of soap. And it really doesn't look like it on the Vallet Autostrop because the way the little lather catcher in the bottom works. It's not like a gem leather catcher, but it's definitely similar. Yeah, I mean, you can see this is working awesome. And be able to choose on your DE blade, which DE blade you guys want. You want like Permasharps, you want your, which coating do you want that day? How aggressive do you want your razor? All can be controlled. And I like doing it in the VC1. Am I the first dude to use a DE one of these? I don't know. In the VC1, maybe, because when I posted about it, it was like chirps, just strip, like crickets chirping. Like, it was funny. People were like, we did what? Like I said, a lot of people like see you use one of these and be like, "What is that device?" And you'll feel cool. You'll feel like you've unlocked shaving to another level, and then the people around you don't need to know it wasn't hard and it wasn't easy shave. Right? No blood, guys. No burning. No irritation. With the VC1 Autostrop. Tomorrow we're going to use the VC2, and we're going to do it with an injector blade. Little spoiler alert for all you guys that stuck around for the full shave. Tomorrow, it's going to be a VC2 with an injector blade, because that's how I like to use it. If you're shopping and you see one of these VC1s and that DE process doesn't scare you, where you're cutting the DE blade right off, go for it. It's a great razor. If that does scare you, if you're like, I don't want to do that kind of modification, wait for the next 2 days. Wait for the next 2 videos I release, because they may encourage you to buy one of those other models. But there you guys go. I hope this helps. I hope you have awesome Mondays. Thanks for sticking around for such a long video. I know tomorrow's won't be as long. I just really wanted to cover the basics, go over a lot of the, the different complexities of the razors, the mechanics of the razors, and show you guys an awesome way to get cheap, easy shaves out of your VC1s or VB1s. Guys, have a great day. Bye.